as he grew older, his actions grew rather foolish. And he married, the Torah says, many strange women. And those strange women, it doesn't mean that they were from Mars. It simply means that their hearts took Solomon's heart from his God. That happens today. There's nothing wrong with being in love with someone, but there should be no heart that takes your heart from the heart of God. To tell you there's no need to worship. To tell you there's no need for community. To tell you that, well, you don't have no time for me. Yes, I do. Come on with me. We're going on our way to the house of God. Let us do that together. Community. I was so overwhelmed today reading this Torah about this woman, these two women of faith. I don't know about you, but when that woman was told to tell your sons to go and start borrowing pots, she knew what she had. I got one pot of oil. Now you want me to borrow pots. She didn't sit down and contemplate. She didn't reckon. She didn't go back and forth with questions. She sent her sons up. She sent her sons up. And they went to all of the neighbors that they could, and they brought back as many vessels as they could. Right? The man of God said, go shut the door on yourself. You and your sons. And start pouring. Start pouring. And she did. The man of God didn't pour the oil. The man of God didn't go to the neighbors, knocking on doors, give me some vessels for this woman. The man of God didn't say, well, let me watch with you. Let me. Here's what I want you to do. Here's what you need to do if you want to be blessed. God ain't going to come and take your hand. Well, that neighbor don't like me. Well, now I'm going to come anyway and see if they'll love me the best. That's right. Do what God says. Stop being your own God. Because you are actually dealing in idolatry, self-worship. Idolatry is not really about the idol. It's more about the self. It is really more about the self. She's able to pay off her debt. And she's got some extra money. She got a little something put up on the roof. Got a little stash. Her sons can now live off and take care of each other. And then the other one. She wasn't told. It gives us these two examples. Oh my goodness. One destitute and poor, ain't hardly got flour to make biscuits. The other woman said, well, what you do? She said, hey, I well want to look. I got this. I got my own kesser. I can do a little something for you. Put you a little bed and a lamp and a stool and a candle so when you look in time, you can come over to my house. I'm not here begging. However, now you notice what she said. I got an old husband. She didn't say how old she was. She said, I got an old husband. My mind tells me she was not a spring chicken. At least not as young as any of the women here. You never forget that, John. That's right. We have a couple of very young people. contrast, a woman with everything and no children, so yet she's missing that what she feels is most dearest to her, to give her life meaning. So it wasn't her money. It wasn't her wealth. And what did she do? He says about this time next year, you're going to be blessed. What does she have to do? There's an action that she has to take. She got to go and rub the old man's bald head. So she wants this child. They didn't sit and look at each other. There was a particular action that they had to engage in, which takes us directly to the biblical story of Abraham and Sarah. There was a particular action that they had to engage in, and the Torah, you know, has no word for sex. So the Torah simply says that they knew each other. So the idea of knowing in the Torah is that which helps us understand that there is intimacy. It's like we read in the book of Deuteronomy where Moses said, I want to know you. I want to be that intimate with you. And the Eternal said, you can't see my face and live. As a metaphor for saying that no, you cannot handle all of that. But you can, in fact, get this. These attributes of which you can share. So this woman has a son, and she feels fulfilled. She is fulfilled. And I can tell that she had the money, because as soon as the baby got sick, the husband said, take him to his mother. I don't want no problems. Take him to his mother. I don't want her to think that there was something that I didn't do or that I failed to do or that I should have done. Take him to his mother. The mother holds him. And while she is holding him, the baby falls asleep. She takes that baby not to his bed, not to her bed, but she takes the baby to the bed of the man of God. She says, we got to go find the man of God. And I said, go where? Where are we going to go? It's not the Shabbat, and it is not the new moon. He said, I don't care. Sometimes you just have to go. When you feel and you see that call to go. And she does. Where are we with our faith? I love the duality of the contrast, because it does not matter how poor you are, faith is